There are moments in life we never forget.
All of you sit up and look at me now. Yes, sir.
If you're a United States Marine, this is one of them. Receiving night is the Marine Corps welcome to recruit training and a small taste of what's to come over the next 13 grueling weeks.
That initial shocking to start building that discipline and let them know that they're not in Kansas anymore. They're here at MCRD San Diego.
Congress shall have the power to make rules.
Staff Sergeant Trevor Woodruff stood on these same yellow footprints 8 years ago.
My night, it was crazy. I was on the bus. I was thinking to myself, like I joined the wrong branch.
You leave my base without the proper authority, we will hunt you down and throw you in jail. Do you understand that?
Now it's Woodruff and the other drill instructor's mission to train 17,000 men a year.
Once they walk through those hatches, those doors, that their civilian life is over and that they will live a life dedicated to honor, courage, and commitment, and it will keep the traditions of the tens of thousands of Marines who've come before them.
Yes, sir. What you're gonna do is you're gonna empty your pockets. Do you understand that? Yes, sir.
The only thing a recruit is allowed to keep during boot camp is religious scripture. He's stripped of everything else, including his hair and his sense of self. After calling home to say he made it to base,
the next time I contact you will be by postal mail, so expect a letter in 2 to 3 weeks. I love you, Mom.
He is not allowed to say I again, referring to himself only as this recruit. 45. The screaming never ends. Intended to weed out the weak, only recruits with a fighting spirit and confidence rise above the chaos.
Everything ties into discipline, doing what we tell them to do. Because out in combat, if we tell you to duck, you shouldn't have to ask the question, who, what, where, why. No, it's duck. You do it right then and there.
Yes, sir.
That mental toughness is just as important as physical strength.
Stay down.
Recruits spend endless hours on both every day.
Everybody loves to be around Marines because they know wherever we are, nobody really wants to mess with us. But the only way we're going to do that is by putting in the work.
Every crunch, every mile, every obstacle designed to prepare them for life on the front line.
My job is to make them push themselves harder than they've ever pushed themselves, because when you come into a combat situation, you have to push your body beyond its what you think your natural limits are.
But no point of boot camp is more intense than the crucible, the final test of recruit training. Only those that make it through earn the title Marine. 3-day, 40-mile continuous march includes team obstacles and individual challenges, like how to ration 2 meals over the course of the event. By the time he reached the last hill, appropriately named the Reaper,
it was tough.
Sheboygan native Zach Schramm was starving and exhausted, but he kept climbing.
You go up the big hill with your day pack and your main pack on, so you have 70, 80 pounds easily on your back. You're going up this hill. You just have to remember, one foot in front of the other and keep going.
All the way to the top, where Zach and the rest of the recruits in his company earn the right to call themselves a United States Marine.
Being here today and saying that I did it, saying that I am a United States Marine, is something that I earned and nobody can take away from me.
When they stepped onto the yellow footprints 3 months ago, the task before them seemed nearly impossible. Recruit training was tougher than they expected. But so were they. In San Diego, California, with photojournalist Adam Hansen, Amy DuPont, Fox 6 News. For the nearly 400 men of Charlie Company, the road to boot camp graduation ends here, under the sunny skies of Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego.
Did you guys see him at all?
No. I took tons of pictures.
After 13 weeks of intense training, all that stands between these new Marines and their loved ones is one more formation.
You see him? Do you see him? Oh, where? Where?
This is the moment.
Is that him? Hi, honey. Hi.
Private First Class John Leskinen
Can't wait to hear all about it.
I miss you guys.
has waited years for.
I've just always loved the Marine Corps.
His Marine Corps dream was a battle in itself.
It was a fluke accident.
The Waukesha native made a deal with his parents, go to college for 1 year and then enlist. Leskinen enrolled at the University of Northwestern in Minnesota and joined the football team. Then months before leaving for boot camp, a tackle went terribly wrong.
My knee popped out. I got a medical discharge.
First, surgery,
It was very frustrating.
then months of rehab.
He talked about some disappointments, but yes, it's made him much stronger, and I'm proud of him for that.
It took nearly a year for John's knee strength to equal that of his fighting spirit, and for the Marine Corps to let PFC Leskinen join their ranks.
No one can come here totally prepared for what's going to happen.
Boot camp is grueling. Months away from home and more miles than any Marine can count.
It was a lot physically harder than I thought it would be.
When John had doubts or moments of weakness, he leaned on his brothers in arms.
They push you past what you think you can do. It's very humbling. You really feel like you can't go another step, but they push you.
Which is why this family reunion
Very, very proud and just so happy that he made it through that.
is well worth the wait.
I get emotional. So, I love him.
In San Diego, California, with photojournalist Adam Hansen, Amy DuPont, Fox 6 News.